My name is Suzette, and I'm part of the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the San Diego affiliate. At the heart of NAMI San Diego's mission is to end the stigma associated with mental illness. I'm here today to talk about caregiving and compassion, effective tools for self-care. If I had a book based on my lived experience, I think the title would be The Idiot's Guide to Caregiving, or Self-Care, or Simple Acts of Self-Preservation if you suck at self-care. That would be the title of my book. As a family member whose loved ones live with serious mental health conditions and challenges, the demands on my time are unique, they're very deep, and they are unending. I'm a caregiver. It's what I do. That's my superpower. I'm one of over 8.5 million adults who care for an adult with mental health condition. 45% of us are parents, and almost 60% of the people we care for are between the ages of 18 and 39. My family tree is the DSM-5. There is mental health challenges on every single branch, and I'm very, very good at tending to the needs of others, but I'm not so much at tending to my own. The problem is, because the demands are unrelenting, it is very difficult to manage caregiving myself in addition to everything else I do, because it's easiest to table that to later in the day or the next week. So we've all heard of the oxygen mask metaphor, and if you haven't, it's an important one to understand. If you're flying on a plane and they lose altitude, the oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling. And before you put a mask on your companion, whether it's a senior or a child, you have to put it on yourself, and then you can tend to them. And the reason is, if you're not able to function, you will not be able to help them. I hate that metaphor because it's very, very true. So we need to take care of ourselves, if for nothing else, so we can provide the caregiving that is so important to us. When a family deals with mental illness, it is a catastrophic stressor. It's unanticipated, there's no time to prepare for it, we don't have any experience on what to do, and there's a really high emotional impact. And it involves a threat or a danger to ourselves or our loved ones. It is no wonder that compassion fatigue for caregivers can be very, very prevalent. When chronic stress is unbroken, this kind of fatigue will affect our mood, it will affect our attitude, our helpfulness, the meaning of what we do, and actually how we provide care for others. So when you're in the middle of a catastrophic stressor, when you're dealing with a family or loved ones that live with mental health conditions, you really have to stop and take a breath, because what is required from others and from yourself, you need reassurance, you need comfort and support, and you need empathy for what's going on. So the best thing to do really is to stop and take a deep breath. In today's world, in this COVID-19 world, caregivers really need to understand there are 4 things that are incredibly important. And you can write these down on a sticky and put them on your bathroom mirror. The first one is forgiveness, the second one is patience, the third one is kindness, and the fourth one is courage. And I say these because we as caregivers need to practice them towards ourselves. And what I mean by practicing forgiveness and patience and kindness and courage is you have to give yourself permission to get it wrong, to screw up. You have to get yourself permission to get it right, even if someone's unhappy about that. You have to give yourself permission to not be doing enough, and you have to give yourself permission to do too much. You basically have to give yourself permission to try a 1% shift. Just a very small shift from where you are, because if you do and you incorporate taking care of yourself in that, you're going to end up in a completely different place, just a 1% shift. So I recommend using the bathroom mirror as a coach, and just remember those words: kindness and forgiveness and patience and courage. So that's from Self-Care, that's from NAMI San Diego. Thank you very much for being a part of the lived experience of NAMI San Diego and San Diego Public Library.
The Literacy of Lived Experience series is made possible by the Mental Health Initiative. The Mental Health Initiative project was supported in whole or in part by the U.S. Institute of Museum and Library Services under the provisions of the Library Services and Technology Act, administered in California by the State Librarian.